Hey guys, it's Rama serving you the shoulder look with my next video.
So find a way to
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to bring you a brand new segment which I'm going to call Whatever, Just Wing It, or more properly pronounced Whatever, Just Wing Um. What I mean by whatever, just wing it, it's almost just like all the other YouTubers get ready with me videos where they chit chat with you guys, take a moment to give maybe facts about themselves, talk about their day. This is basically the same thing. I'm going to just wing it, do whatever makeup comes to mind, pick out any colors. There's not really anything planned. We'll see what we come up with. So first, as always, I'm going to prime my lips using the Rosebud Salve, my favorite. This has lasted me about a year already. So I just go ahead and, heck, I even put a shitload. Because by the time I'm about to put on my lipstick, sucker is gone. Messy, don't matter. Next, I'm going to prime the eyes. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Pigment Primer. Prime my eyelids before I hit the eyebrows. Just dab a little. That's not a little. It's all over, not a lot on the other side. I'm a mess, guys. There's a lot of things going on with my face. I have a lot of breakouts. I have a friend that has just visited me. Can you see that? My eyelashes are about to expire. Yeah, I've just got a lot going on for me. Next, we're gonna take the brows. We're gonna work on the brows. I ran out of my Colourpop black and brown pencil that I usually use, but we are going to improvise doing another one of my techniques. So we're going to see how this works out. This specific eyebrow technique is going to require one very cheap item, the Elmer's glue stick. I actually use this for a substitution for a gel. I literally take the glue stick and I rub it, focusing more towards on the inner part of my brows because that is where it needs the most help. And then just lightly run it through the rest of the brow. It is kind of hard to work with at first, but when you get the hang of it and you get used to knowing how much product to put on, because you don't want to put too much, it works very well for me. So the product doesn't all the way settle, so I go ahead and manipulate those brows. My preferred shape is to always brush them up because I love that bushy feathered look. But I do have problems with keeping the inner brow up. Next, I'm going to, I like to call it staple the brows using a piece of paper towel. This is probably too much even. Then I'll go ahead and paste. This will dry the glue off. Not too much because we are going to be trying to fill them in with powder. Got some glue there. Oops. I'm going to fill in the gaps using my Revlon Colorstay Brow Kit. This comes with a powder along with a, I guess, gel paste. I don't know. What is it? I don't know. Pomade. Whatever. I'm going to take any kind of pencil brush. This is just the end of my spoolie, the Anastasia. Any kind of pencil brush works perfectly fine. I'm sure most of you guys have seen this brush before. I like this one because it's so thin that when you want to do that hair-like strokes on those brows, it works fine. Works better than fine. Fucka works well. Fucka works great. Ew. Take some on the brush and I'm just going to create hair-like strokes. I have a problem with mimicking that, so the length of the pencil itself, it makes it easier for me to just stamp it on. Like so. Can you guys see that?
Yes,
boom.
I can see it.
Boom. Then brush it. Brush it. Brush it. Yeah. Just like that, work your way throughout the brow. And it's such a quick, easy way to create that bushy brow that I love so much. With this feathered type of look, some people like to fill in the bottom so that it looks like a nice even shape. I like to leave the gaps at the bottom. It makes it look a lot more natural, like you actually growing a bush. Does that make sense? Technique-wise, I would work from the top rather than the bottom. Can you guys tell? Can you guys see the bushiness I'm talking about? Can you, baby?
Yep.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry if you guys see like little straps peeking out here and there. I am committing a wardrobe foul with this wrong kind bra for the wrong kind shirt. I didn't even shave my armpits either. We're going to conceal the eyes now using my Clinique Beyond Perfecting. Using both my G34 brush from Morphe.
Yes.
And this Vanity Planet flat shading brush. Dot through the eyes. Some towards the top. So that we can carve out those brows for any of the mess that I don't want there. Taking my dirty G34 brush. I did not clean this one. I'm just going to do the majority of the blending on the eyelid. Work it really quickly. Using this bigger of a buffing brush will give you that quick application. I feel like I'm talking more like rushed because I'm just like, go, 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 go. I got on my brow.
Wow.
It's okay. We'll fix that. As you can see, I fucked up. But we're just going to continue on. Taking my flat shader brush that I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the top. The concealer has already dried. I don't know if you guys can tell that it is looking a little patchy because my G34 brush was too dirty. The mistake for not cleaning your concealer brush is all that leftover chunk that's in the bristles. It's going to make it so hard to blend nicely on the eyelid. It's going to create streaks. After further examining my brows, besides the mess ups that just occurred, I do want it to look natural underneath, but I do also want it to be filled in equally. Does that make sense? So as we go along, I'm going to try and fix that. A lot of fixing. So I'm going to show you guys a trick on how I'm going to fix this mess. Take a few drops of this Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. You guys are familiar with this, I'm sure of it. I'm going to take my damp Real Technique sponge and I'm going to apply a few drops on this. Re-moisten that area by dabbing it right on top. There's a lot of streaks going on my concealer, but I'm hoping that this will fade it away. These are my babies, guys. They're going to be in the room while I'm filming. Oh yeah. Should I tell you their names? This is my boy. This is our boy, Larry. Okay. We'll have an intro in another video. But yeah, if you guys hear any pitter-pattering, any meowings, any that kind of sort, just what?
And that's Manava.
That was Manava that rudely exited. I have cat fur on my face now. I went ahead and fixed those mistakes off camera. I rushed and re-concealed the eyes. Straight after, set it with my RCMA setting powder to fix that bleach that I had going on in my brows earlier. I just ran right through with a colored brow gel. So, brow gel.
Live higher.
Colored brow gel. And then I ran it through and that also helped to fill in that little not blended space that I had going on earlier. Using that same Farsali Rose Gold Elixir that I used earlier, I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my face before I hit the eyes. There's a few drops. I'm gonna go ahead and dab it. Dab, 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 dab. Hit that under eye because that does crease once I put the concealer under there. Dab, 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 dab. For eyes, I'm going to use the Morphe 3502 palette. This is how she looks like. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to take this shade right here on my dirty M521 brush from Morphe. And dab a little and work a transition. Just lightly work that shade on the outer end. Oh, this is pigmented. I think I put way too much, but that's alright. We're just going to try and blend that through. How was your guys' day today? Wait for answer.
Good. Comment below how your day was.
Comment below how your day was going if you care. I had a double shift today. Gosh, my skin was disgusting. By the end of my last shift, like, describe something oily for me. Fill in the blanks.
Vegetable oil.
I was vegetable oil. Canola oil. So many breakouts going on. Zit on my nose. And I'm just working the product through towards the center once I got most of the product off of the brush. Rounding out the shape of the eyelid. Like so. I usually take my eyeshadow farther out because that's just typically where I like my eyeshadows to be. And then I'll go ahead and bring it down to create that V shape.
Leaves me my fuck.
I'm going to take this shade down here using the M518. Taking a little on that brush. Oh, that's a lot.
Put it back. Tap, 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 tap.
Tap. I'm just gonna work right below that transition shade. Kind of give a deepened look to that color. Maybe a little bit more. I think I tapped way too much. Starting on that end, outer V. Using more of a tapping motion. Because I find that this works better for me when I want to deepen a look without bleeding into the other colors. Keep on using that tapping motion. And then bring it inward throughout the lid. Going in for more when you need it. Slowly working my way inward. This works for me the best. I'm not a makeup professional. These are just techniques that I find works for my eye shape, for the kind of eyeshadow that I like to use. I mean, it can always change in the future. But for now, this is just what I do. How I do it. What do you do? There's a lot of reds and pinks going on. I feel like I want to add a little bit more yellow to kind of tone that down a little. Even though I have my transition really high up there right below the brow, I want to be a little bit more extra and take it even higher. I'm going to switch palettes and jump into the JaclynHill palette, working with this shade right here. I'm going to use R39 Morphe brush. This is basically all I use. I'm subscribed to them and it's very portable. So I'm going to take some on that brush. Just going to lightly add that shade above. I don't know if you guys can tell. Just going to add a little yellow hue to this look. Let's go take it to a zoom in. Going above like that and running it through. Can you guys see? Now because I'm almost starting over once more, you do want to go ahead and re-blend those shades. So I'm going to take a clean brush using the R40 and I'm going to try and marry those two shades together, just blending out the colors. As it gets a little choppy towards the end, continue to blend that. Use that same swiping motion I was using earlier. Don't worry if it gets too unmovable towards the end and it gets splotchy back here, because we are going to go run through with the makeup wipe to sharpen that eyeshadow look. Most people use tape. Some people use those makeup guards. I don't know what it's called, but I find that using a makeup wipe does the trick. Now that I've gotten an array of blended colors, I'm going to clean that up by carving it out with concealer. Taking my Morphe M207, this is just a small eyeliner brush. You can use a regular small flat shading brush like this one, but all of mine are dirty and I don't want to make that same mistake with my concealer that I did earlier in this video. Taking my Anastasia Concealer in 3.5, it looks like this. Smallest amount. My mistake always when I'm concealing or carving out my eyes is that I put way too much, and my eyes, I'm always creasing. The concealer travels up here, so a thin layer is always required. Carve out the lid, trying to make the thinnest layer as possible, but also creating that clean concealed shade. People who don't have like big eyelids, damn. Okay, see what I'm saying, how it's like this, it travels up here and I gotta fuck up. I think it's because I have to set that concealer immediately and literally leave my eyes like this so it doesn't go anywhere. Because I was just trying to talk to Jarzell just now, so my eyes went regular, like it started to squint. It just, yeah, that happened.
Slapped itself up.
Another fixer-upper attempt! I had to work quickly off camera. I worked really fast. Create that even thin layer of concealer. Leaving my eyelids like this, not closing it like this because that's how it transfers up here. Setting it really quickly. I can relax my eye. That way, I successfully carved my eye without getting that transfer. Does that make sense? We're going to try that technique because I feel like when I don't do that, that's when it fails. And you do not want to fail this blend. Don't know what shade I want to use. What shade should I use? That one? You think so with this? You sure? Alright, let's do it. We're using this shade right here. I don't know. I have to work on my description, guys. It's like a copper tone. A lot of these are copper tone. I don't know. I'm going to take another one of Vanity Planet's flat shader brush. And then we are going to do something really, really fun. We are going to wet this brush to intensify the color that my girlfriend chose. Using the Colourpop Amber Crystal Setting Spray. Here she is. She is beautiful. This stuff smells amazing, by the way. You can use this to set your makeup, which we are going to be using at the end of this look. I'm just going to go ahead and spray that. Delicious. Can you smell it? I'm going to swipe through a few times on the shade. Lay that color and just tap it on to the concealer. This is gonna add that pop of color that we want so much in our lives. Ooh, good choice, baby. This kind of gives like a monochromatic. I can never say that word. It's almost similar to the shade that I have above here, but I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Just packing on that pigment. People always gravitate towards that sunset look, and you can't blame it because it's such a beautiful look. You just naturally gravitate to those colors. Here's how she looks like. What do you think, baby? Do you like what you did?
Beautiful.
What's gonna happen is that, see this end part where the concealer cuts sharply? I'm going to blend that in by taking that same darker shade and just tapping it, meeting the glitter, meeting the sparkly shade, meeting the color that I just gonna pop the fuck on, you know? What should I do? Just tapping motion. Take a makeup wipe and we're just gonna clean up that mess. Underneath here, draw it up to create that sharp shape that we want. Next up is foundation, using my favorite, the Infallible Collection, Total Coverage, and the Pro Glow. I mix these two shades together on my hand to get my perfect shade. I didn't do the right ratio. It came out too dark, so I had to add a little bit more of the Total Coverage. Now I have an entire massive amount of foundation. That's alright, full coverage. I'm just gonna dot it around my face. Sometimes I like to, when I do a full coverage look, I'll go ahead and use a flat foundation brush. Just swipe the foundation around first before pouncing with the beauty blender. Taking my Real Techniques blender, I'm just going to pounce it through. Wow, this is a lot more foundation than I usually wear. I don't know if you guys watched my previous video, but I showed you guys a way of dispersing the foundation that's etched on my hand. I go ahead and I just rub it right through, making the most of the product that I potentially might waste. And just run it through the beauty blender. This is where we have more wardrobe. Why can't I say wardrobe? This is where we find ourselves bumping into more wardrobe malfunction because our foundation always hits our shirt. Do you see that? That is the situation. Going back into my Clinique Beyond Perfecting Concealer, we're going to conceal the under eyes and around the face. Dotting across, down the nose to my little friend. I'm going to try and quicken this video by magically blending this concealer. Here, let's try it. Did it work? Did I fail? Did I do it? This is how she looks like. I actually went ahead and set it immediately because that shit will crack. Crack! Oh, did I not focus? Next, I'm going to highlight. Now, because I do have setting powder on, it might look a little powdery. I'm going to try something new. I don't know. You know how your hands get super dry? It's kind of like priming your hands to hold the product that you're going to place on your face. For example, I'm about to apply this Colourpop Most Necessary shade. This is the Super Shock Cheek Highlighter. I'm going to apply this with my fingers directly onto my face, but because my hands are dry, I'm going to moisturize it using this Vaseline Stronger Care. I'm going to be using this Vaseline Intensive Care Healthy Hands. What is this called? It's just a lotion. Super moisturizing because it has Vaseline beads on it, but I'm actually going to use a lot because I want that wet feel on my fingertips when I grab onto the product of the highlighter. But it kind of makes sense. You prime your face by moisturizing it, getting nice and supple for product receiving. Wow, that feels so nice and creamy. Apply that on the high points of my cheek, kind of dabbing it to blend it out. Alright, next we're going to do blush. I'm going to be taking the shade Breath of Plum. This is the MAC blush shade. Here's how she looks like. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Taking my R7 Morphe brush. Once again, Morphe, sponsor me, please. Just a few dabs on that, not too much. I love this shade. Such a good shade for dark skin tone. Applying that to the apples of the cheeks. Making the creepy smirk face. Next, I want to take another one of Colourpop Super Shock Cheek. This is the shade Bronze Me. We're going to warm up that face. Taking my Morphe M557 right underneath the blush where the highlighter meets. I'm going to just do that swirling motion upward. Now we're going to work on the under eyes, guys. I think I'm not going to do eyeliner. I'm just going to pop on some falsies after this. But I'm going to work with the same shades that I use up here and take it down here. Starting with the darkest shade, I'm going to use my R39 Morphe brush. I'm going to shade that lightly underneath. Kind of mimicking where the outline of the upper shadow went. Does that make sense? Just to create an altogether shape on the eye. I'm actually going to take a different shade. I was going to use that color that I used on the JaclynHill palette, but I think I'm going to use this one right here. I'm going to take another Vanity Planet brush, a little bit more dense, good for the under eyes. Follow that line, lightly shading it towards the center. Oh my gosh, I hate doing the under eye, guys. I like that it brings together the eye look, but even eyeliner, I hate it. Oh my god. I think I'm going to use a different pop of color for the inner eye. I'm going to take this. Once again, I'm going to wet the brush using the Colourpop Amber Crystal Setting Spray. A couple spritz. Ow, got some in my eyeball. Taking more of that shade, I'm going to do the inner tear duct. See how, I think maybe that's just for my shape. I have to connect that line from the tear duct to here. So that's where this gap would be. Just filling it in. Alright guys, I'm going to pop on some false lashes off camera and I will be right back. Here she is. It took 5 fucking forever to get it done. Can't see shit. So now we are going to decide what lip to use with this look. I'm going to go with the Colourpop Iluvsarahiii collaboration.
A little bit down.
Collaboration. I think this will look good with my eye look, yeah? What do you think, guys? Wait for answer.
Yeah.
Final step, guys, always set that makeup to last it throughout the day. Going back in with the Colourpop Amber. Give it to me. Crystal Setting Spray. Alright guys, this is the final look. What do you guys think? I'm going to end this video with my inspiration for you guys called Inspire to Aspire. Today was rough. Took a while to film this video. Had a lot of mistakes throughout the way. But I was inspired to keep going. Keep on going on. Keep on swimming. Just keep swimming. Same goes with life outside of the makeup world. Just try to weave your way around it. Find your own way to defy it. Defeat it. I'll see you guys in my next video, but do not forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those post notifications to find out when I shall post next. Also, don't forget guys, stay hungry, but always stay humble. Shit, I don't even know, man. So many options! Pretty rainbow. Can I tell you the story?
Yeah.
Color story. Once upon a time, there was Peach. But she lied. She wasn't peach. She was more like a neon orange. Wanted to confess her love to this metallic pink rose. I don't know. Is that rose gold? Anyways, they didn't end up marrying, but they produced a big family of beautiful colors. The end.
And they called it Morphe 3502.
3502 because they made 3502 many babies.
Yes.
Not too many babies for us though.